What's up, it's PROMETHIUM, and this is my first YouTube video, so I'm hoping to get some attention, but I was recently asked to do a YouTube video on how to use FLStudio for beginners, and so I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be doing, but I hope to cover most of the basic aspects of FLStudio. So let's get right into it. So when you first open FLStudio, it should look something like this. You'll have a kick, a clap, a hat, and a snare, which sound like this. And if you click this little button up here, you open the playlist editor, which is basically where you make your song other than composing it. The entire layout of your track will be built in this grid. It can be as long as you want it to be, and with every MIDI file you drop, it expands. So it knows probably how long you want your track to be based on how many MIDI clips you've placed. Let me just show you what I mean by one of the tracks I've composed earlier on. So I've opened up the project for Riot, which is the song in my EP Riot. It's one of the three, and it is one of my projects that I'm most proud of, because this is the layout of the track. 93 tracks, which is honestly pretty hard to achieve. And so color coordination is a great way to organize all of your different tracks. So all of my basses are purple, as you can see right here. My main basses are blue. Melodic stuff like chords and pads are in pink. My drums are green. Vocals are in yellow, and my miscellaneous effects and stuff is in red. All of my automations, I don't necessarily categorize them, so it looks pretty messy down here, but once you get up into the top area, it starts to look pretty neat and organized. The project for Riot, there was a total of 26 hours spent on it, and so this will take a long time to achieve a project this complex. And so let me show you another aspect of FLStudio other than this playlist editor and the step sequencer, or channel rack as it was recently renamed. There is, however, the mixer, which is a pretty complicated aspect of FLStudio for beginners. So I would skip this part for your first few tracks, but as you get further and further into being good at music, you learn that the mixer is a great way to mix your effects into each other and all your different tracks. So let me just solo out the pad right in the intro. This pad has an EQ, so the pad is by itself sounds not too much different. It sounds like this. Maybe unnoticeable until put in the mix, but the EQ, basically what you do with an EQ is take out frequencies that maybe are kind of annoying, and I'm not entirely sure how to explain the equalizer process to fully beginners. Just mess around with this. It's definitely helpful to most people when they're starting out, and still is helpful to pros like Virtual Riot, who rarely use FLStudio and do not invest too much money into it, so they use stock plugins, and stock plugins are pretty great. So Fruity Parametric EQ is among the top of my stock plugin choices. Now back to the mixer. So the pad can be mixed easily in with the pluck, and so the pluck is being completely low cut by the Fruity Love filter, which is another default stock plugin. And so the low cut, which is here, it is being automated, so you right click and click create automation clip, which allows you to edit it throughout your track. And so the knob is right about here. So the pluck, as you can see, the Love filter is the identity of the plugin, the pluck is the identity of the mixer track, and the filter 1 is the identity of the knob, cutoff frequency. So the further down you go into this pluck, further until the 9th bar, or I guess the end of the 8th bar, it's all the way like the low frequencies have been completely regained, and so all of this, the low end in this EQ, has been put back by the love filter. And so basically it's a great way to do intros, and it makes it sound super smooth. So let me just show you. So as you can see up here, the low end kept getting further and further down towards the end, and that is because the frequency was being cut off down here, and it kept going further and further down towards the lower amount of hertz. And so the track starts at 9, but 1 to 9 is pretty much a very smooth intro. I added a couple vocal samples too, but this isn't really a showcase of my project. Alright, so I guess this is the end of this tutorial. There will be another one coming pretty soon, and so then I will show you how to start making your first song.
Order. Sir, did you remember to like and subscribe after watching this video?
No, sir, I did not.
I sentence you to 10 years of continuously listening to Psytrance.